It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. Let's talk a little bit about the multi-location thing, and then we'll wrap it up with a little Feet Wash Academy talk. But multi-location, I feel like this. How long have you been doing the 2 locations thing now? Was it a year? A little over a year?
Well, about a year. Yeah.
Did you buy the second location, or did you end up starting from scratch?
No, we started from scratch. So, well,
because weren't there a couple that you were looking at buying?
Yeah. So we're still working on that. So we travel a lot because we're based out of. It's not like a huge area, right? I think there's like maybe 40,000 people in the town that our main location is in.
Okay.
So we were traveling, and then we tried to keep it in like one area, but we kept getting calls for. We call it across the bridge on the other side of the Bay Bridge. And finally,
Chesapeake Bay, what bay?
The Chesapeake Bay.
I'm a good guesser.
Finally, like I kept like pushing it off, and I was like, you know what? Like, if the numbers work, like why shouldn't I do it? So we bid for one account, and the math worked where we still made, the profit we wanted to make. It still made the numbers work, so we just did it. And then we just kept adding stuff. Like people would see the truck driving or whatever, and so we just kept adding. And next thing we know, we were driving like 2-3 hours, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So we're like, well,
over there.
We're already over here. Let's find a shop so we can leave from here and save all that time in payroll and fuel, which we were finally like getting some traction. Like we put a guy in place and to run that shop, and we honestly didn't really set him up that well for like success.
Was this the guy that bought a vehicle on your behalf, or is it a different guy?
This is not that guy. It was a different guy. It was one of our best technicians. We were like, we're gonna make him the manager over there. It's gonna be great. He already knows how to do everything. And
which is like, that's the first step, right? Is like, I got this guy that's really good.
Yeah.
Here's the next thing I need him to do, so I'm gonna send him to do that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And where we failed, or I failed, was we didn't really like make it extremely clear. Like, we want you to do this. We want you to do this, and this is how you do it. It was kind of like, here you go. Let me know what you need.
Go over there and make some money.
And what happened was he was stuck constantly trying to hire, constantly trying to get work done. So he was always on a truck, always trying to hire. Like, he never had time to actually be the boss.
Yeah. Which is like a very common place that a bunch of us get stuck at.
Yeah.
When we're in that like 1 to 2 person phase of like, well, now what? I'm working tons of hours per week, but I don't have enough money to like pay somebody to do some shit so I can go make more money.
Yeah.
Purgatory number 1.
That's right. So he got burnt out, and we kind of saw it coming. So before he quit, I was like, hey, like, pump the brakes, come back, go back to doing what you were doing with maybe a few little responsibilities. It's like, like a field supervisor or something. And we're going to find somebody that specifically has experience and has done something like this before, which is where we landed on the guy that I bought a car for. So
by accident.
Yeah. So he was actually doing, like I said before, he was doing really well. Like, he was really picking everything up, and he was making it his own. And I think
did he have fleet washing experience, or what experiences did he have that caused you to hire him for that like GM role in a different location?
He had he was in charge. What the hell was he doing? He come from like hospitality, right? Which it sounds like a weird place to come from for a service business, but at the end of the day, we're a customer service company.
Yeah, they get the customer service side of it for sure.
So we like that. He spoke well. He interviewed extremely well. And again, like we talked about a little while ago, like, it's easy to wash a truck. Like, that's not a hard thing to learn how to do. Learning how to deal with customers and people is what's hard. So he was doing great, other than, you know, really understanding like the routing side. Like that's kind of complicated. Which if you're doing window cleaning in like a route work capacity, I'm sure you understand that too. It's like, what's the most efficient way? And if somebody calls out or a customer decides to push to next week, like how do you reconfigure everything to get everything done?
Yep.
And still not lose your shirt. That takes some learning, and that's kind of where we were at with him, is trying to figure that out.
Yep.
So I will say, like, the nice thing is this guy that we used before, he was able to watch, like, oh, like that's what you meant when you said take the office and make it your own. That's
so
what
you didn't lose the guy that you kind of like brought back. He stayed on board.
Yep. So he was able to really understand what we were asking of him.
Yeah.
Because we didn't describe it nowhere near clear enough the first go around. And the other thing is we're in a better staffing position there. So we're going to kind of go back to him, and now that he better understands and sees what is really expected, and see where that gets us.
Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one, or check out this one, and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder, go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.